How to achieve 777-8 band in IELTS. Video 2 of 10. Video 2. In-depth guide to mastering the listening section. Hello, and welcome back to our comprehensive IELTS preparation series. Today, we're diving deep into the listening section of the IELTS test, one of the key components where your ability to understand spoken English is evaluated. I'm your host, and in this extended video, we'll explore advanced tips, detailed strategies, and practice exercises to help you excel in this section and move closer to achieving that 777-8 band score. Whether you're a beginner or looking to fine-tune your skills, this video has something for everyone. Let's get started. Segment 1. Detailed structure of the listening section. The IELTS listening section is designed to assess your listening skills through 4 distinct recordings, each presenting unique challenges. The entire test lasts approximately 40 minutes, 30 minutes for listening to the recordings and completing the questions, and an additional 10 minutes to transfer your answers to the answer sheet. Here's a detailed breakdown of what to expect. Recording 1. Social context conversation. This is typically a conversation between two people set in an everyday social context. You'll encounter topics like making arrangements, planning an event, or casual dialogues. Recording 2 will be monologue in a social setting. Here, you'll listen to a monologue, such as a speech about local facilities or a presentation on community services. The speaker might discuss schedules, opening hours, or instructions. Recording 3 will be educational or training context. This involves a conversation among up to 4 people, often set in an educational or training environment. It could be a discussion between a student and a tutor, or a group of students planning a project. Listen for academic terms, opinions, and specific details. Recording 4 will be academic subject monologue. The final recording is a monologue on an academic subject, like a lecture or a talk on a specialized topic. Expect more complex vocabulary and ideas here. Each recording becomes progressively more challenging, testing your ability to understand a wide range of accents, speeds, and topics. It's crucial to prepare thoroughly for these variations. Segment 2. Advanced skills for the listening section. To succeed in the listening section, you'll need to hone a variety of advanced listening skills. Let's go beyond the basics and explore techniques that can help you achieve a high score. 1. Intensive listening. Focus on listening for specific details, such as names, numbers, dates, and specific facts. Practice by listening to recordings and noting down these details as accurately as possible. 2. Global listening. Develop the ability to grasp the overall gist or main idea of a conversation or lecture. This skill is particularly useful for answering questions about the speaker's purpose or the main point of a discussion. 3. Distinguishing between similar sounds. Improve your ability to distinguish between similar sounding words or phrases, which is critical for avoiding common traps. Practice by listening to pairs of words and identifying the differences in pronunciation. 4. Contextual understanding. Understand the context in which something is said. Pay attention to the tone, mood, and implied meanings behind words, especially when dealing with idiomatic expressions or indirect speech. 5. Multitasking. Enhance your ability to listen and write simultaneously. Practice taking notes while listening to a lecture or podcast, focusing on capturing key points without missing important information. Segment 3. In-depth analysis of question types and strategies. The listening section includes a variety of question types, each requiring a specific approach. Let's delve into these question types and explore strategies to tackle them effectively. 1. Multiple choice. These questions ask you to choose the correct answer from a list of options. The key is to listen for keywords and synonyms, as the options may paraphrase what you hear. Practice identifying distractors and focusing on the exact words used in the recording. 2. Matching. For these questions, you'll need to match a list of items with the set of options. Listen for specific descriptors or characteristics that help distinguish between similar items. This type requires a good understanding of the context and the ability to link details accurately. 3. Plan, map, diagram labeling. This involves labeling a diagram or map based on what you hear. Pay close attention to directions and spatial descriptions. Visualize the layout and track the movement or location changes mentioned in the recording. 4. Form, note, table, flowchart, summary completion. These completion tasks require you to fill in missing information. Focus on the keywords in the questions and listen for the corresponding information in the recording. Be mindful of word limits and ensure that your answers are grammatically correct. 5. Sentence completion. Complete the sentences using words from the recording. This type tests your ability to understand specific details and convey them accurately. Make sure your answers fit logically and grammatically into the sentences provided. 6. Short answer questions. Answer these questions with brief responses. Focus on extracting the necessary information without adding extra words. This type often requires you to summarize key points succinctly. To excel in these question types, it's essential to practice regularly and familiarize yourself with the different formats. Use a variety of listening materials, including past IELTS tests, to build your confidence and competence. Segment 4. Comprehensive practice and preparation tips. Effective preparation is key to mastering the listening section. Let's go through some comprehensive tips and exercises to enhance your listening skills. 1. Daily listening practice. Incorporate English listening practice into your daily routine. Listen to podcasts, news broadcasts, lectures, and audiobooks. Try to diversify your sources to include different accents and topics. 2. Shadowing technique. Listen to a recording and simultaneously repeat what you hear. This technique helps improve your pronunciation, intonation, and listening comprehension. It's particularly useful for understanding natural speech patterns and rhythms. 3. Listening for different purposes. Practice listening for specific information, main ideas, opinions, and attitudes. For instance, you can listen to a news report for factual details or a podcast interview for the speaker's opinions. 4. Timed practice tests. Regularly take full-length practice tests under timed conditions. This helps you get used to the test format and manage your time effectively. After each test, review your answers and identify areas for improvement. 5. Analyzing mistakes. Carefully review any mistakes you make in practice tests. Analyze why you got a question wrong and what you can do to avoid similar errors in the future. This process helps refine your strategies and skills. 6. Using subtitles for practice. Watch English language videos or movies with subtitles. First, watch without subtitles and try to understand the content. Then, watch again with subtitles to check your understanding and learn new vocabulary. 7. Building vocabulary. Expand your vocabulary by reading widely and listening to a variety of topics. Keep a vocabulary journal and review it regularly. Understanding a broader range of words will help you grasp the content of the recordings more easily. Segment 5. Overcoming common challenges and pitfalls. Many test takers encounter similar challenges. In the listening section, let's address some common pitfalls and how to overcome them. 1. Difficulty understanding accents. Accents can vary widely in the IELTS test. To overcome this, expose yourself to different English accents through diverse media. Practice listening to British, American, Australian, and other accents to build familiarity. 2. Struggling with fast speech. Speakers in the recordings may speak quickly, especially in the more complex sections. Improve your ability to keep up by listening to fast-paced audio and practicing shadowing. Focus on capturing the main points rather than every word. 3. Missing key information. It's easy to miss key details if you're not fully focused. Practice active listening by summarizing what you hear immediately after listening. This reinforces your understanding and helps retain information. 4. Handling unfamiliar vocabulary. Encountering unknown words can be intimidating. When this happens, try to infer the meaning from context. Pay attention to the surrounding words and phrases, which often provide clues. 5. Getting distracted by distractors. In multiple-choice questions, distractors can lead you astray. Stay focused on the specific question and listen for the exact information needed. Segment 6. In-depth of listening section Part 1. Listening section Part 1. This part is crucial for your overall IELTS score, so let's break down how you can excel in it. Ready to improve your listening skills? Let's get started. Overview of Listening Part 1. In Listening Part 1, you'll listen to a conversation between two people, usually in an everyday context. This could be a conversation about booking a hotel room, asking for directions, or discussing travel arrangements. You'll hear the recording only once, so you need to pay close attention. You'll be asked to answer questions based on what you hear. Key strategies for Part 1. Here are some key strategies to help you ace Part 1. 1. Understand the question types. Part 1 typically features a variety of question types such as multiple choice, matching, and fill in the blank. Familiarize yourself with these question types so you know what to expect. For example, if the question type is fill in the blank, you'll need to listen carefully for specific details that fit into the blanks. 2. Pay attention to keywords. Focus on keywords in the questions. These are words or phrases that will guide you to the relevant part of the conversation. For example, if a question is about hotel amenities, listen for words related to hotel services and facilities. 3. Anticipate information. Before the recording starts, quickly glance over the questions to predict what information you need. This will help you focus on specific details during the listening. If you know the questions are about booking a room, listen for details about room types, prices, and availability. 4. Take notes efficiently. While listening, jot down key points or details. Use shorthand to make quick notes without missing important information. For example, if the conversation mentions a room rate, write down £50 or $50 and then find where this fits in your answers. 5. Stay calm and focused. It's easy to get distracted or anxious during the listening test. Stay calm and focus on what you hear. If you miss a detail, don't panic, move on and try to catch the next piece of information. Common Listening Part 1 Topics and Examples. Let's look at some common topics and sample questions for Part 1. 1. Booking a hotel room. Example question. What type of room does the guest want to book? Answer: double room with a sea view. 2. Inquiring about public transport. Example question. What time does the next bus to the city center leave? Answer: at 10:15 a.m. 3. Asking for directions. Example question. Which street is the nearest supermarket on? Answer: Elm Street. 4. Making a restaurant reservation. Example question. For how many people is the reservation? Answer: for 4 people. Practice tips and resources. To improve your performance in listening Part 1, here are some practice tips. 1. Use practice tests. Take practice tests to get used to the format and timing of Part 1. This will help you become familiar with the types of questions and how to answer them. 2. Listen to everyday conversations. Expose yourself to everyday English conversations, such as radio programs, podcasts, or dialogues in movies. This helps you get used to different accents and conversational speeds. 3. Practice with IELTS listening materials. Use IELTS preparation books or online resources that offer practice exercises specifically for Part 1. This targeted practice will help you refine your listening skills. 4. Analyze your mistakes. After completing practice tests, review your mistakes to understand where you went wrong. Focus on improving those areas in your next practice session. Work on your vocabulary. Expand your vocabulary related to common topics in Part 1, such as travel, accommodation, and daily activities. This will help you recognize and understand terms during the test. Segment 7. In-depth of listening section Part 2. Overview of listening Part 2. In listening Part 2, you'll listen to a monologue or a single speaker talking about a specific topic. This could be a speech, a lecture, or an announcement. You'll hear the recording only once, so you need to be attentive and take good notes. You'll answer questions based on this recording. Key strategies for Part 2. Here are some strategies to help you excel in Part 2. 1. Understand the question types. Part 2 often includes multiple choice questions, matching tasks, and sentence completion. Make sure you are familiar with these types of questions. For example, in a sentence completion task, you might need to fill in blanks based on what you hear. 2. Pay attention to context. Listen for contextual clues that can help you answer questions. The context of the speaker's message can provide hints about the information you need to fill in. For example, if the speaker is giving a tour of a museum, pay attention to descriptions of exhibits and their locations. 3. Note down key information. As you listen, jot down important points. Focus on main ideas and supporting details. Use shorthand to capture key information quickly. For instance, if the speaker mentions the schedule for a tour, note down specific times and activities. 4. Be aware of distractors. Be cautious of distractors or incorrect information that the speaker might provide. These are often included to test your ability to discern accurate details. If a detail seems out of place, double-check it against the context of the conversation. 5. Manage your time wisely. Part 2 is timed, so be sure to manage your time effectively. Don't spend too long on one question. If you're unsure about an answer, make your best guess and move on to the next question. Common listening Part 2 topics and examples. Let's explore some common topics and sample questions for Part 2. 1. Tourist information. Example question: what time does the guided tour of the museum start? Answer: the tour starts at 10 o'clock a.m. 2. Public announcements. Example question: what is the reason for the delay in the train service? Answer: the delay is due to signal issues. 3. Educational lectures. Example question: what are the main benefits of the new learning system discussed? Answer: the benefits include personalized learning and improved student engagement. 4. Event schedules. Example question: when will the next session of the workshop take place? Answer: the next session is scheduled for Friday at 2 o'clock p.m. Practice tips and resources. To enhance your performance in listening Part 2, here are some tips. 1. Practice with IELTS listening materials. Use practice tests and IELTS preparation books to get accustomed to the format and types of questions. This targeted practice will help you become more efficient and accurate. 2. Listen to various monologues. Expose yourself to different types of monologues and speeches, such as TED Talks, educational podcasts, and public announcements. This will help you get used to different speaking styles and accents. 3. Analyze your practice tests. Review your practice tests to understand where you made mistakes. Focus on improving your ability to catch key details and handle distractors. 4. Improve your note-taking skills. Practice taking notes while listening to various audio materials. This will help you develop the ability to capture important information quickly and accurately. Segment 8. In-depth of listening section Part 3. Overview of listening part 3. In listening part 3, you'll listen to a conversation between up to 4 people, usually in an academic or training context. This could be a discussion among students, a meeting, or a seminar. You'll hear the recording only once, so it's crucial to listen carefully and take effective notes. Key strategies for part 3. Here are some strategies to help you excel in part 3. 1. Understand the structure. Part 3 usually consists of a conversation with multiple speakers discussing a specific topic. The questions will test your ability to follow complex discussions and identify specific details or opinions. Familiarize yourself with the structure so you know what to expect. 2. Focus on main ideas and details. Pay attention to both main ideas and specific details. Main ideas will give you the overall context, while details will help you answer specific questions. For example, if the conversation is about a project, listen for both the project's objectives, main ideas, and specific roles or deadlines details. 3. Identify different speakers. Listen carefully to distinguish between different speakers. Understanding who is speaking and their role in the conversation can help you follow the discussion more effectively. For instance, if one speaker is giving their opinion while another is presenting facts, make a note of who says what. 4. Be prepared for multiple question types. Part 3 may include multiple choice questions, matching tasks, and sentence completion. Be prepared for a variety of question types and practice answering each one. For example, in a matching task, you might need to match statements with the correct speaker or opinion. 5. Stay organized. Organize your notes to keep track of different speakers and key points. Use headings or bullet points to separate information by speaker or topic. This will help you find answers more easily during the test. Common listening part 3 topics and examples. Let's look at some common topics and sample questions for part 3. 1. Academic discussions. Example question: what are the main concerns discussed about the new research project? Answer: the main concerns include the project's feasibility and the allocation of resources. 2. Meetings and seminars. Example question: which solution is proposed to address the issue of low student engagement? Answer: the proposed solution is to introduce interactive workshops and increased feedback sessions. 3. Group projects. Example question: what roles do the group members have in the upcoming presentation? Answer: one member is responsible for research, another for creating visuals, and the third for presenting the findings. 4. Training sessions. Example question: what are the key points highlighted in the training about effective communication? Answer: the key points include active listening, clear messaging, and appropriate non-verbal cues. Practice tips and resources. To improve your performance in listening part 3, here are some tips. 1. Practice with IELTS listening tests. Use practice tests that mimic the format and difficulty of Part 3. This will help you get used to the style of questions and the pace of the recordings. 2. Listen to group discussions. Expose yourself to recordings of group discussions or academic debates. This will help you get used to the dynamics of multiple speakers and complex conversations. 3. Review and analyze your mistakes. After completing practice tests, review your mistakes to understand where you went wrong. Focus on improving your ability to follow conversations and identify details. 4. Develop note-taking skills. Practice taking effective notes while listening to complex discussions. Use abbreviations and symbols to capture key points quickly and accurately. 5. Enhance your listening skills. Listen to various types of English content, such as interviews, panel discussions, and academic talks. This will help you become more comfortable with different accents and speaking styles. Segment 9. In-depth of listening section part 4. Overview of listening part 4. In listening part 4, you'll hear a monologue or a lecture on an academic topic. This could be a lecture from a university course or a talk on a research subject. You'll listen to this recording only once, so it's crucial to stay focused and take effective notes. Key strategies for Part 4. Here are some strategies to help you excel in Part 4. 1. Understand the structure. Part 4 is typically a single extended talk on an academic subject. The questions will test your ability to follow complex information and understand detailed explanations. Knowing the format will help you prepare for what you'll hear. 2. Focus on main ideas and supporting details. Listen carefully for the main ideas as well as supporting details. The main ideas will give you the overall structure of the talk, while details will help you answer specific questions. For example, if the lecture is about climate change, pay attention to both the overall argument and specific data or examples. 3. Pay attention to signpost language. Speakers often use signpost language to indicate important points or transitions in their speech. Phrases like firstly, in conclusion, or, for example, can help you identify key sections and information. 4. Take efficient notes. Effective note-taking is essential in Part 4. Use shorthand and symbols to capture key points quickly. For example, use for causes or effects, for important details, and abbreviations for frequently used terms. 5. Manage your time wisely. Part 4 is timed, so make sure you manage your time effectively. Don't spend too long on any one question. If you're unsure about an answer, make your best guess and move on to the next question. Common listening part for topics and examples. Let's look at some common topics and sample questions for Part 4. 1. Academic lectures. Example question: what are the main arguments presented about renewable energy? Answer: the main arguments are that renewable energy reduces greenhouse gas emissions and provides sustainable power sources. 2. Research presentations. Example question: what are the key findings of the research on urban pollution? Answer: the key findings include increased respiratory issues among residents and higher levels of airborne particulates. 3. Scientific talks. Example question: what solutions are proposed to address the issue of plastic waste? Answer: the proposed solutions include recycling programs and the development of biodegradable plastics. 4. Educational seminars. Example question: what are the benefits of the new teaching method discussed? Answer: the benefits include enhanced student engagement and improved learning outcomes. Practice tips and resources. To enhance your performance in listening Part 4, here are some tips. 1. Practice with IELTS listening materials. Use practice tests that mimic the format and difficulty of Part 4. This will help you get used to the style of questions and the complexity of the recordings. 2. Listen to academic lectures. Expose yourself to recordings of academic lectures and talks. Platforms like TED Talks, university lectures, and academic podcasts are great resources. 3. Review and analyze practice tests. After completing practice tests, review your answers to understand where you made mistakes. Focus on improving your ability to follow complex information and identify details. 4. Develop advanced note-taking skills. Practice taking detailed notes while listening to complex discussions. Use abbreviations and symbols to capture key points efficiently. 5. Stay calm and focused. Part 4 can be challenging, but staying calm and focused will help you perform better. If you miss a detail, don't let it affect your overall performance. Move on and focus on the remaining questions. That's a wrap on our series about mastering the IELTS listening section. We've covered essential strategies, common topics, sample questions, and practical tips to help you succeed. If you found this video series helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more IELTS tips and strategies. Feel free to leave any questions or comments below. We're here to support your IELTS journey. Keep practicing, and best of luck with your IELTS test.